Mr. Ilyas Raqiq, who is joining us remotely and representing the Tunisian family business, Coffee. Mr. Raqiq, I would kindly ask you to confirm if you are able to hear us.
Confident.
All right, thank you. So I'm very happy and delighted to be moderating this panel session. Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir, for coming here, for honoring us with your presence, and for generously accepting to share your insights and experiences. I'd like to start maybe with framing. So to set the stage, there is no need to remind that family businesses are predominant worldwide. They are contributing to the GDPs of economies. They are the backbone of our economies. But I think I need to remind that they are specific. And they are builders of opportunities. They are transmitters of legacies. And the legacy is not only about passing on assets or wealth, but also about passing on an identity, resilience, vision, strengths, sometimes weaknesses, conflicts, emotions to be passing or to pass from one generation to the other. So today we'll explore the opportunities that you are seizing, the challenges that you are facing and that you are carrying forward. Let me start with a simple yet profound question about your histories and your stories. So maybe I can start with Miss Jana from Diana Holding. I'd like to ask you, Madam, to tell us what does it mean for you to be a strategic board member of the holding and to be part of the family Zneber.
First of all, thank you for having me. It's a great honor to be among these distinguished public and researchers. So thank you, Maïma. Thank you, Professor Hafar. Thank you for everyone. So what it means to be part of a board and part of a company such as ours is, first of all, very, how can I say this, humbling, in the sense that this is a legacy and you are sort of a steward. It belongs to you for a certain time, but you have the responsibility to protect it, make it grow, and pass it on. And that's what makes a family business, and that's what makes it different from other businesses. It's this long-term, it's this patient capital, it's how to try to find this equilibrium between tradition and innovation. And yes, so family business is very different. And so it is definitely a journey full of challenges, unpredicted obstacles that you tackle, and you need to be creative, open-minded. You need to know where you come from without being stuck in the rear vision. So you need to have a forward-looking vision as well. But you do definitely honor the past to better, I guess, to better build the future and hopefully make our business grow. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, 100%. Thank you so much for your insights and for sharing such a story about such an emblematic family group here in Morocco. Maybe I will move
sector in the beginning of the 80s, 84. So producing wire harness and cables for cars. Now the Eruvi Group is through Coficam branch is the number one worldwide in cable automotive electrical cables production. We have subsidiaries in different areas and of 4 continents. For me now, my position as the eldest member of the 3rd generation, and being a CFO, being also the general manager of our Moroccan subsidiaries, is a very interesting period, and because for me to enter, when I entered in the group, it was, I had for me a new mission. Now, my grandfather was the founder, created the activity and the industry. The 2nd generation has had the mission to make the internationalization of the group, going out from Tunisia, going to Morocco, Portugal, US, Mexico, China, Romania, Egypt, etc. And I think the most important thing for the 3rd generation and for me, and the subject in which I worked a lot is the going from the organic growth to M&A, to buying entities and growing by external transactions. So being part of this group at this stage was really, really important for me because I could work a lot on the international activities, and I think that's pretty exciting mission.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raqiq, for sharing your family business story. You are representing the 3rd generation, but we have with us Mr. Anis Qat, who is representing the 4th generation. I'd really like to know what does it mean for you to be part of this family business?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for welcoming me here. It's an honor for me, and to speak as a 4th generation member, I think is pretty unique, and I feel lucky to be in this position. As a 4th generation member, I think you have a big heritage to support and to develop. My family is operating in the industrial sector in various areas such as steel, electrical equipment, energy cables, plastic equipment, and others. And they have been through tough times, they have been through great times, and now in my position, I think I have to balance between humility and ambition, because humility to recognize what has been achieved and to kind of witness this and take the best from it, and ambition is with respect to the family business, find the key growth areas and the best resources and try and make something out of it, whether it's expanding to a new sector or acquisition. And I'm pretty lucky to have my family who's supporting me into innovation. I'm pretty free to find opportunities, and my background is in investment banking for a few years in Europe, and now it's a very different area, but I feel that what I've learned from my previous experience makes me a good asset for them to develop the business into innovative areas.
Thank you so much. What I can take away, once again, from your insights is the long-term orientation. So we can define a family business with the fact that it's aiming to have a long-term survival. And you talked about heritage and honoring the family. So to sustain and to be involved in this long-term orientation, we need to pass the business from one generation to the other. And this leads us to talk about succession as a critical phase of in the life of a family business. So maybe I can start with you, Mr. Sakat, because you talked about the four generations that you are representing today. I would like to know what were the challenges or the tough time that you lived as a successor.
I think as many young family business members, we have been through experiences abroad in very formalized businesses, businesses which have a lot of processes and let's say very organized. And family businesses have this unique aspect of being, whether they are big or small, you always find this agile world, meaning which has, I think advantages and also hardships, meaning that the advantages are it's very agile, it's very easy for you to create new opportunities and go into new areas. But the other side is there is no one to tell you how to do it. So you have to imagine how to do it, and sometimes also you find difficulties and challenges talking and dealing with people who have been here for 30, 40 years and have their ideas of how to doing things, and you have to tell them, no, it's not this way. And sometimes to be credible in that sense has been difficult. But through diplomacy and let's say discussion and communication, usually you succeed.
It's about learning by doing and by putting yourself into the experience, the whole experience.
I think it's, I think the inspiration I had from my grandfather was to lead by example. So you need to, instead of saying what you're doing and try to showcasing who you are, you need to do things in the right way to show people that you also have the skills to achieve.
Interesting. Let me turn to you, Mr. Bragata Soni. I'd like to ask you, what were your role, personally, what were your role in making or in succeeding the succession?
Well, the succession is still going on. I'm second generation, and my father is still alive. So we've been in the process. So it's an ongoing process for us, and we've been in the process in the past maybe 10 years. So what we did was first of all to split the shares among different among the family. And we worked on a shareholder agreement, shareholder pact, which is never finished. It's always in the movement because we have in front of every situation we're confronted. We have to find a solution. So basically, the most important thing is communication, working together and preserving everybody's rights. So although I'm leading the CEO of the company and chairman and CEO of all the companies, even the subsidiaries, there is the need for transparency, communication, and sharing the results with all the shareholders, with the family. And it's not very easy, but it is very important to maintain all the time the communication and transparency.
Okay. So you already started to talk about the governance and structure, and I thank you for that. Maybe I can move to Ms. Diana to talk about the same topic, which is succession. And I would like to ask you, Madam, that because you are representing a family group that take the initiative to make a woman leader on the top of the management, although we are in a male-dominated society. So could you please talk a lot or a little bit about this brave decision?
First of all, I'd like to point out that key elements were mentioned because communication, transparency are definitely the key principles to abide by when you want to maintain a business and when you want to try to make a succession as successful as can be, because as a family grows and as a business grows, you have more members, and the challenge is to keep everyone on board, because as generations increase, one of the challenges that are faced with, that family business are faced with, is the disinterestment. Is when the fourth generation does not care anymore about their business, and this is when these businesses might miss opportunities, might miss the innovation that will allow them to tap into creation of value, etc. So communication is key, and transparency is key. Something else regarding succession. So I'm considered third generation. When my dad passed away, my mom became the president of our group, and we are today working in trying to smoothen this process. We all know that family businesses are faced with this challenge, which is succession. We know that second generation, it's very difficult to make it to the second generation, let alone the third, let alone the fourth. So really congratulations to the Safat family, because only 5 to 15% of third generation family businesses do survive. So it is the most important, step in a family business is succession. And succession is a very difficult theme to address, because there's a taboo behind it. And it needs to be addressed with a lot of diplomacy, but with a lot of kindness and a lot of empathy. It's at the same time you need to be moving forward and wanting to drive the business forward, but that at the same time you need to preserve what the elders have done. You need to. So this takes a lot of human skills. When we're all talking about soft skills for the past 5 years, soft skills are the skills that are the most needed for future development, leaders, etc. Well, in this particular moment, they are the most important. And in my opinion, what helps greatly is to find a structure that is linked to the family business, such as a foundation or a association. So the top leader, when he is passing on the baton to the next generation, can find purpose somewhere else, because we don't want to do this. The succession is done over years. It's not done overnight. Or at least it should not be. It should be done over years, and these top leaders need to find purpose somewhere else besides the family business, especially when they are the founders. It's their whole identity that's linked to a business that they need to let go. This is a trauma. And even in managerial businesses, CEO that step away are faced with critical psychological distress, and it's even worse, I think, when it happens in a family business. And a way, I guess, to alleviate, the psychological distress in passing the baton is to find a platform. And I think foundation, like philanthropy, is a great way to diminish that distress, because these people still need to feel they are relevant, and they are. But we need to also let the next generation come in and do its dance. So this is, I guess, this is one of my, this is what I believe in, I guess.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really appealing to do more research on succession, especially that planning for succession is not easy, as it involves emotions, psychological dimensions, and this is not easy to theorize or to modelize to our family businesses.
Sorry, I'm just realizing I did not answer your question.
Yes.
Sorry. The woman role, I guess. I'm not a big fan of this topic. I'm very sorry to disappoint most women in this room. because I find that, I guess, for my generation, what do you call it? I don't want to be limited to my gender, I guess. I am a human as any other humans. I happen to be a woman. I happen to be a mother, so yes, but I mean, my colleagues also are parents. Of course, we are different, but I mean, I have to speak about it obviously because I'm here. I mean, Umaima, you're here as well, so I'm not the only woman here. But I think the less you make it a big deal, the more you normalize it. Then, of course, we're not going to be in denial. Women are faced with inequality, and in Morocco, because family businesses throughout the world share similar opportunities, challenges, but then there's a cultural specificity to every place where these businesses exist. And in Morocco, there is a cultural specificity. Women are still faced with inequality, and the question thus of legitimacy is raised. Are we, as women, capable to endorse roles of leadership when we still face laws that are based on inequality? So this is a real issue. But I guess in my case, because I have the mother that I have who did not shy away from leaning in and being on the spotlight and taking decision, I guess I took it for granted. I guess, I'm not sure. But what I know today is that yes, when you come back to Morocco, because we're all educated abroad and we've all had some experience abroad and we do live in a cocoon, but obviously when you discover the world out there and you're faced with these laws that you have been kind of shed away from, you realize that there is some kind of inequality. But I guess this is the work of, I mean, this is some kind of questions that need to be raised by the civic society, and I think this is the work that's being done in another platform. But these questions, yeah, they do deserve to be mentioned, and we need to try to find some answers to them. What comes out of this is definitely the question of legitimacy. Are women legitimate to take on leadership roles? But in Morocco, again, and that's the particularity about Morocco, is that it's full of, complexity, because we find amazing women leaders at the top of great businesses. And we find that also in Morocco that in a lot of families, women are the chef de famille. And actually research has shown that women are as equipped, if not even more equipped, to preserve family businesses, because again, stereotypically, women are more prone to preserve family businesses. We are the ones organizing the dinners, the lunches, calling the sons and the daughters and the cousins and the nephews, where are you? You need to come for lunch, you need to come for dinner. So we are, I guess, predisposed to protect the family. We are historically the protector of the family, but it's restrained to the home. And what we are facing today is that women are stepping outside of this home and I guess taking these values that are articulated in their home inside the business. And actually, in family business, you find that the family values are replicated in the business. But then again, there's a challenge there. You don't want to be too you don't want to be overbearing in a business. You want to be protective, but you don't want to be overbearing. So it's all about, I guess, nuance.
This is really interesting, and I'd like to, in the same vein, to refer to a study conducted by the Channel from Family Business in Morocco. And one of the results of this study was that family businesses led by women are more performant than family businesses led by men. And maybe this can leads us to say that we cannot be only as women, we cannot be seen only as women behind the scenes or protecting the family, but also as part of the business, and we can just to prove legitimacy for the top management. and maybe for the leadership of the group. Thank you so much. I will hand over to Mr. Raqiq. I would like to hear your insights about the succession in Coffee Cup.
So regarding the succession, okay, when we talk about succession, there are mainly two subjects, the shareholding part and the management part. So the shareholding part, okay, that's basically we have generally few reasons why we make a succession and early succession. One of them is to give more freedom to the next generation, but also to make some tax optimization or to also to help create a balance between sons and daughters. And I think this is an issue that we know in our countries, Tunisia, Morocco. This question of succession is very important. So one of the reasons we make an early succession is to keep the balance between, for example, me and my sisters. My mother gave us to avoid that rule, the religious rule. But from the management side, it starts to be a bit more complicated because, you know, when you work and you spend 30, 40, 50 years of your life working on a big group and making it big, very, very big, so generally it's not easy to the second generation or the present generation to give you more responsibilities. And generally it depends on how they trust you are able to deliver. The most important thing is, or in my experience, is whether you deliver or not. Personally, today I have a lot of responsibilities, but the responsibilities I got were always after I made a big, bold move, big success. So when you make a big transaction, and they say, okay, he did it. So okay, let's give them another mission. Let's see if he's able to do that or this. And it's like by big moves. So this is extremely important because they have to trust, and because also there's a lot of competition within the group. So sometimes we tend to forget that you can have big champions in your group, but not member of your family. In our group, we have 15,000 employees, and you can imagine we have a lot of big champions in different countries. We have 20 nationalities in the group. So, and there is a competition between family members and non-family members. So, it's the current generation, the second generation, try to keep that balance because it's in the interest of the group, for the growth of the group. They want to keep very important CEOs, guys that are not member of the family, but in the same time introduce the member of the family. So we need to be patient, we need to work really hard, and we need to show results. And big results. So this is the only way, I think, to succeed in the succession from a management standpoint.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raqiq. So maybe we can move to another topic which is really interesting to tackle today. We talked about succession. And I think that succession, and I think you agree that succession is not only about handing over management, but it's also about handing over or passing on identity, as you said, a set of values and culture. Maybe I will start with Mr. Raqiq I'd like you, Mr. Raqiq, to talk about the Tunisian roots of your family group and how do you manage the transmission of values Alumi values, Alumi family values to across generations, but also across continents, since Coffee Cup is competing globally.
Sorry, I was on mute. So for the values, they're important. They were transmitted by my grandfather, and now we have a story in the family. When we started in the automotive sector, we worked with the German and in America. And they came to Tunisia to find a partner do you hear me? Sorry, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, in the 80s, so we started on the automotive sector with German and American. And when they came to Tunisia to find a partner, the reputation of my grandfather made the business possible. They say, when they ask for who is able to follow us, and they say, in the German Chamber of Commerce, they said, we recommend you to work with Tawfiq Alumi. This guy, his word is stronger than a contract. So the word, so his word is stronger than a contract. So this is, something that stays in the mind of everyone, and because our biggest partners are American, German, and Japanese, and you have to show that you are able to deliver reliability, and you have the commitment. When you say something, you will do it. So these are values are extremely important. So always work, the capability, the ability to deliver a high quality product, to innovate and to deliver whatever there is, you deliver. There's no surprise. So you have to stick to your word, and this is the most important thing in our values. Because in the automotive sector, it's quite complex. The car industry is quite complex industry, and it took us 20 years. For example, it took us 20 years with Volkswagen to go from simple producer of cables and wire harness to a cable and wire harness company that is able to make R&D for Volkswagen. Then we have a company close in Wolfsburg, close to Volkswagen, and we have resident engineer in Volkswagen. And it took us 20 years to have Volkswagen trusting in our capabilities. So you have to permanently work hard to show that you can deliver, and these are the most important things. Also, in this sector, you have to be clean. So if it's black or white. If you lose the trust, you are finished. So these are extremely important values that help us to enter in all the big car makers in Europe, in the United States, and now in Japanese, and now even Chinese.
Thank you so much, dear Mr. Rafiq. I can take away three main values: integrity, the word that we call kelma in our societies, and also about being or proving that you are working hard to achieve your goals, and also to meet the requirements of your partners or clients and suppliers. Maybe I can move to Mr. Sukhat. Excuse me, Mr. Rafiq, do you need to add something?
Innovate and deliver.
Okay.
deliver.
Okay, thank you so much for reminding us with these keywords. Let me turn to you, Mr. Sqat. Could you please talk about some family values that you are responsible to teach maybe the next generation or that you would like to carry forward?
I think Mr. Ricky talked about delivering. I think delivering is a key thing to do in a family business. We're not here to showcase who we are and the fact that we are smart, and we need to deliver. And one of the values which helps you delivering is perseverance. Perseverance towards achievements, towards quality. I think, and Coffee Cup Group is a great example of quality making for northern countries, and it shows that southern countries like Morocco and Tunisia can build companies which sell very good quality to Europe, to America, and our group also did the same with the energy cable for France, and it's for me a great example of perseverance of my father and my grandfather and my uncles, who believed in this project. And back then people were saying that they were foolish to think that they were going to be able to be competitive against French energy cable makers or Europeans and Americans, but we still did it through perseverance. And the second value, I think, which is very important in our country, is everything which is around philanthropy. I think philanthropy in Morocco is a key thing. We have Zakat in Morocco, which is something that help the communities throughout the countries, and I think transmitting this to the next generations is very, very important. We grew up, as you mentioned, in some cocoon, and sometimes we tend to forget where we are. We are in Morocco, and we need to deliver for Morocco, and through philanthropy, through giving not only money but also through giving frameworks for the institution, like orphanages, schools, hospitals, helping them going through their challenges, and transmitting these activities to the next generations can give back to the community.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sqat. You talked about the cultural context. We need to be sensitive to this cultural context because we operate in this context. Maybe I can hand over to you, Ms. Diana, to talk a little bit about the family's values or the Moroccan values that you are applying or adopting in your family business.
So we're a group that acts in agriculture. So we are very, 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 what do you call it? We're very close to the earth. What the earth gives us and the men and women that work the earth. We're extremely proud of being able to create so much added value from what the earth and the treasures that the earth gives us. So value of the environment and preserving it is an enormous value in our business and in our family. And obviously, as Mr. Riqeq and as Mr. Sqat mentioned, strive towards excellency, because behind that is a reputation that was able to either raise capital or hire people or secure markets, and this reputation needs to be preserved by delivery, excellency, striving for excellency. So we're continuously trying to better our processes, our products. And yes, when we have markets such as European markets that are extremely demanding in terms of cahier des charges and all of that, you cannot do the shortcuts. You need to be excellent. And I think that's definitely a key value. And another key value that Mr. Sqat mentioned is, yes, we live in a country where giving back is huge. And I remember my dad, Rahmo, always saying this: we create jobs. And I think that also is one of the biggest strengths of family businesses, is that compared to other public and managerial companies, they are the companies that preserve their jobs the most. We take pride, and we are also very attached to the local communities where we do business, and definitely that creating value, creating employment that supports families behind these people that come work in our field, that come work in our offices, is very important to us. And sharing. We're very much dedicated to collaboration, how we can collaborate and help each other within the business and throughout the different subsidiaries. I guess those are our key values, and obviously transparency, which is transparency and integrity are extremely important, because this is what makes your backbone strong.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much. Since we are talking about the philanthropy and the sense of giving back to society, I would like to ask maybe Mr. Ilyas Raqiq, since you are CFO of Coffee Cup, I'd like to know from you, how do you balance profitability or financial performance and societal performance, or even socio-emotional performance, since we are talking about family businesses?
Thank you for this question. It's quite important one, because it's also part of our culture. So one of the most important things we always say is that we need to be a good citizen wherever we create an entity, whether in Morocco or in Mexico or any other country. We have to be a good citizen to create the conditions to improve the life of our employees and their families. So generally, we're doing this for decades, and we make a lot of social events. We've been awarded by Best Place to Work in several countries, like Morocco, Tunisia, Portugal, Romania, Serbia, etc. So improving the life of our community, the people and the employees and their families and their neighborhood is a very, very key point. Second important point is also the city where we are, and the third, and what we make for the city where we are, to improve the quality of life of people in that city. And the third point is the environment. The environment. And okay, now we're talking about sustainability as a new trend, but we are doing this since the 90s. We're working on the sustainability part, on how to improve how to have a positive impact on our environment. And we are doing it not only through greenwashing, etc., on these kind of things, or small things, but we're working on really important projects to help to improve our footprint. For example, we are making R&D activities just to decrease the copper and the weight of the cables, to improve also the weight of the car, and to propose to the car makers different solutions that will be compliant with the European and world regulation to decrease the carbon footprint of the car makers. So we're doing this kind of things. Okay, we are also investing in photovoltaic and renewable energy. We are working on recyclability of copper, on circular economy. So we have, and today it's very, very important, we have even a chief sustainability officer in the group. So we're working on different aspects, but real projects, not only working, not only real projects that will make the difference for people, the country, for our customers, but also for us, because when you make some kind of R&D projects, it has also, as a CFO, a very, very good financial impact, because when you create a product, after a while it becomes a commodity, and you have a lot of competition, so you have to decrease prices. So how to recover your margin? You have to make R&D to create new product. Can be very good and it has to be very good for environment, and in the same time, you preserve your margins. So as a CFO, we are always trying to preserve our margins, and while doing things that are important for the environment and for the people. For the people also it's important, because when you have a good programs that improve the life of people, you decrease the turnover of the people, and you make people stay a lot in the company, and you preserve your know-how, and this is very important, and it has an direct impact on your cost. So because the high turnover, it's high cost, because you have new people, you have to train, and during a while you have to suffer from scrap production. And I think Mr. Sakat is in the cable industry like me, and he knows about the impact of a high scrap rate in the cables. So when you have always new guys, you're suffering from poor profitability. So this is a very, very, very important point.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akib. I can take away that profitability and societal performance are complementary, and one is serving the other. I'd like to move to Mr. Radasuni. Since you launched Omnia Foundation, I'd like you to share with us how does it reflect your family's values?
Yes, I think the family values, like family is at the center of Moroccan culture, and it's very important. And I think that at the image of Moroccan families, I think Moroccan family businesses are about strong values, strong ties, about building trust, about dialogue, communication, good faith, about long-term, not short-term, a long-term vision. We look at future generations, so not profit, not only profit, but about societal engagement, etc. So it's very important, especially when you live in a country that is not very developed, and like I always tell this to my children, if you were born like 1 mile away, you would not be in this situation. So there is also a certain sense of responsibility towards others. So yeah, and this is, I think, deeply entrenched in our core family values, and that's why we created Omnia, which is a foundation that has many missions, but also all our businesses really and sincerely take those values into consideration, and everything we do has always that sense of responsibility. So I can give many examples, like we train in the chocolate company, for example, we have an agreement with l'ORPPT, which is like the training program. We train thousands of people towards like culinary and pâtisserie, les métiers de la pâtisserie et du culinaire, and we really give them the tools to be chefs in the future, etc. So that's an example. One of the companies, the Omnia Foundation, for all the companies, and also on a personal level, like I'm also, I used to be president of an NGO, Education for Employment, which trains thousands of people and tries to connect the companies with the people that have like for their first job, and so we place every year like thousands of people. Just to say that values are important, and this is what gives a sense meaning to the people, to the employees, and to the family in a country where we're all privileged and we have to give back, and that it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Thank you so much. So we talked about succession, we talked about values, the importance of being sensitive to cultural values, and we talked about the financial and extra financial performance. I'd like to turn to you, Mr. Sakat, to talk a little bit about governance in your family business. I'd like to talk about Ingelec and the fact that you have made a huge decision of entrusting leadership to an external professional who is not a member of the family. So what can you say about this huge decision as a governance tool?
Well, first of all, it wasn't our first time. We did it the first time with Maria Steel, and it was a great experience for us because we realized something. Family businesses are about heritage, are about jobs, and preserving these businesses on the long term. People who have built these businesses have done great things because these businesses now exist and are profitable. But sometimes, preserving this heritage also means stepping away from the operational aspect of the business and giving the opportunity to other, as Mr. Urcher said, champions, and trying to get something done with people who have other skills that family members don't, and also give a chance to rationality more than emotions. Because obviously, we haven't mentioned the word ego, and ego exists in family businesses, and we all have good intentions, and at least most of us, and even if you have the best intentions, sometimes you can be betrayed by your own ego. Even, especially if you have governed a business for 30 years and done great things. So, and we witnessed in other continents, in developed countries, family businesses who have, perpetuated in generations. Now we have businesses in Europe, who are in the 7th or 8th generations. They've all gone through this. It's normal, the world has some very good skills, and people around the world have very good skills. So let's work with them and give them a chance. And Ingelec now, we've witnessed in the last 2 years since we've made this change some great achievements by the new team. And it's just to say that this is normal. We have to go through this, and other companies in the group will go through this in the next years and the next decades. So this is completely normal.
Thank you so much. I think since the family business grows, we need to integrate many other champions that can lead with us the heritage that you mentioned before.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that the family needs to step away. The family stays in a strategic, way, and the family is still, we still have, weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings with the CEO of the group's companies, and we explore the new opportunities with them, and we have a clear and transparent communication. We still feel that we need to give our vision, but as you mentioned, we need to get some great resources to help us implement this vision.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I will hand over to Ms. Diana to talk about the fact of integrating independent board members to your family business. How do you evaluate this governance tool?
Well, as Mr. Sakat just said, family businesses doesn't mean we're not open to other resources. On the contrary, we've always had outside members from outside of the family that had key roles in our businesses. And today, yes, we have taken the decision to integrate in our board independent members to continue developing this idea of rationality, of doing what is best for the company. And it also helps dispassionate, I guess, debates that can sometimes take place in a family, I guess, in the board of a family business. So it allows to give less passionate debate, but in the good sense, because we need passion, no? Like in our businesses, this is very important to keep passion, but to ensure, I guess, more rationality and also outside perspective is very important. When you're very similar and you're from the same group, you can make a mistake by doing something called group thinking, and having these independent board members allows a richer vision. It also brings to the table capacities and know-hows that maybe other board members don't have. So yes, I think for us it's a great thing to do. And regarding the employment of family members, because it is also at the center of a family business. Because how do we define a family business? I mean, it goes from the mom and pop shop to Dassault. Like, what is the definition? And when you take the time to try to understand how you define family businesses, it's the strategic, the participation of the family and strategic decision to be the majority stakeholder, capital holder in the company, and being directly connected to the founder, and also having this vision to perpetuate the business. So even if family members are not in operations, they do need to stay in strategic position.
Thank you so much. I will give the floor to Mr. Ilyas Rkek. I just would like to focus more on the internationalization of Coffee Cup, and would ask you to tell us what are the tools, the governance tools, that seem most effective to your family group since it's internationalized.
So the internationalization is complicated and easy in the same time. In fact, the most important thing that helped us to succeed in making this internationalization is to focus on our financial capabilities, on our for sure we need to build our know-how and to be performant, but the fact that we are a family business, it's something that helped us, because we are not like a listed company that is searching to satisfy the shareholders by making distribution always. So for us, it's quite common to have one company that doesn't distribute for more than 10 years. So any new company we create, generally we don't distribute before the 10, 15 first years, because we have to solidify the company. And as my grandfather always said, companies have to be rich and not people. It doesn't mean that people who will not be rich, but the most important thing is to have a solid really solid and financially speaking company, so that you are strong with the customers, you are strong with the banks, and you can easily follow your customers, because in the automotive sector there's a kind of magic number, what we call the 5 footprint. Because today, when you work with the car maker, generally, let's say for a platform like Audi or like a BMW 5 Series or something like this, if you make a quotation, an RFQ for that platform, you need to be able to deliver in the different areas where they produce it, whether it's US, Germany, China, etc. So to be able to even to receive an RFQ and to participate, you need to be present in several areas in the world. Say, okay, I'm able to follow. This is the most important thing, and to build it, you need to keep the maximum, to keep reinvesting, to create several entities to show your customers that you are everywhere. So in all the big hubs, for example, let's say in the big hubs, for example, in North America, in North America, it's Mexico and Honduras, and we have there some plants. In EMEA region, it's Tunisia, Morocco, and Eastern Europe. A little bit also Egypt and Turkey, but big ones are Morocco, Tunisia, and Eastern Europe. And in Asia Pacific, you have China and Philippines and Vietnam. And we have plans in all these areas, except Vietnam, it will be for the next year. But this is important to keep reinvesting, to solidify, to be everywhere, and to be as close as possible to your customer. And this, being a family-owned business, it helped us because we could keep the money in the company to reach that target and to reinvest.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raqiq. Yes, the floor is yours, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Raqiq. I'd like to follow up on something you said, because you keep on talking about reinvesting, and for sure, to make businesses grow, you need to reinvest, but this is a challenge that family businesses are faced with. It's not that simple to reinvest. So, because you're all here to do research about that, and it is one of the biggest challenges I think family businesses face is the decisions on liquidity and on capital. How much you do distribute and how much you do invest. And those are not easy decisions. Those are extremely complicated decisions, and this is where communication, transparency, and keeping along, and having your shareholders tagged along. A lot of the shareholders in family businesses do inherit this capital, and to paraphrase a very known phrase is, you're born maybe a shareholder, but you become a shareholder. You need to learn how to be a shareholder, and this is the responsibility of the leadership at the top of the business, of the family business, to make sure that you keep your shareholders on board, to make sure that you have a unified shareholder, because if you don't maintain this relationship by having these weekly meetings, well, we don't have weekly meetings, but at least on a regular basis, to make sure that these shareholders do follow you when you want to reinvest and you want to develop and you want to take other risks. So this is, I think, one of the biggest challenges that family businesses face, actually.
Thank you so much for your comments, Ms. Dana. Maybe I will ask the last question for all of you about a lesson that you would love to give to next generations of family businesses. Maybe we can start with Mr. Raqiq, who is with us remotely. Mr. Raqiq, did you hear my question? It was about the lesson.
Can you repeat?
Okay, it's about a lesson that you would like to share with next generations of family businesses.
What I'd like to to share is that the most important thing is to trust in our capabilities to create big companies, big and influent companies in the world. And when we started working in this field, which is quite technological, they said to us, it was difficult to enter the market. The barriers were high. And one of the most important barriers, it's not nice to say, but they say, how a company coming from Maghreb can make these kind of products for American and German and Japanese car makers. So we are coming from Maghreb, and we had to work a lot to show that we are capable to do better than others, and took us several decades. But I think today we are number one worldwide, and I think this is the most important thing that people should keep in mind. In Morocco and Tunisia, we are able to be big champions. We are able to be big champions. So as long as we work hard, we innovate. Innovation is a key point. Innovation is a really, really most important thing. So, so I think keep this in mind. Is the trust in our capabilities. Today, I can tell you that we have among the 20 plants we have all over the world, the 2 out of the 5th, we are making a rank between the plants. So our 2 plants of Tanger and Kenitra are always in the top 5. So this shows that we are able to deliver better than anyone in the world.
Thank you so much for this motivational and encouraging lesson that you shared with us, Mr. Raqiq. Maybe another advice or lesson that you'd like to share?
For me, one of the biggest advices is to cherish a family business for what it is, to maintain the values, to innovate, and I think the main one for me would be to be hungry. A lot of from 2nd to 3rd generation, the children sometimes are disinterested. They live in comfort, and they're not necessarily hungry enough. I think frustration is a good thing, and to keep the momentum going, you have to educate your children, and you have to make sure that the next generation is hungry enough and bold enough to keep the momentum and the dynamic of development.
Thank you. Anything to add, maybe? No?
I would say one thing to add would be unify. When you are the 4th generation, like I am, you have other peers that you need to make feel that they are part of this business. Because one day they're gonna have to also agree to your decisions. One day they're gonna have to contribute to the strategic vision, and you have to make feel everyone part of it. I think it's a challenge sometimes, because sometimes people are disinterested. But there are many ways to do it. Whether it's going on a retreat with your cousins, or whether it's going on doing weekly lunches, and then you need to find ways to do it. And also another lesson is, as a younger generation member, don't give up. When you're gonna come with ideas, the first day, people are gonna tell you no, it's a very bad idea. Second day, gonna say yes. Third day, gonna come back again and say no. So keep trying. Sometimes you're wrong, and recognize that you're wrong. But when you have the conviction, perseverance is key.
Thank you so much. Maybe one last comment?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with everything that has been said, and definitely make sure that everyone plays an important role. Even if members of the family are not in the business, they are very important, because you're gonna need them when you want to make certain decisions, and also to keep the business alive, you need to keep the interest. You definitely need to be hungry, and you definitely need to innovate. And something also is that what my father used to say, Rahimo, is always do something you love. No matter what, always try to find that thing that you love, because this is what makes you pursue, and this is what makes you not give up, and this is what allows you to overcome obstacles.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Maybe we will dedicate some 2-3 minutes for the audience. So whether you are here with us at ESCA or online, feel free to share your comments and questions.
Sorry, can I add one point?
Yes, of course, Mr.
This is because this subject was mentioned earlier by Mrs. Weber, is regarding the gender. So this is a very, very crucial point. I think in my family, my mother is one of the president of the activity. So we have different activities. Cable is one, my uncle is Shem Eloumi, our bank is Fawzi Eloumi, my other uncle, and Wire Harms is Salma Eloumi, my mother. And I grew in like Mrs. Weber, in a family where my mother was one of the leaders of the group. She was also, during a while, Minister of Tourism in Tunisia, and also Chef de Cabinet du Président de la République, the former one who passed away. So I had my mother as an example, and I think, and we have a lot of women working in our group, very big, huge champions, and I think this is something that we have to keep in mind. So Tunisian and Moroccan women are really amazing in terms of delivering in the job they are doing, and we have to keep it also this in mind. So great women leader can be created. We have the capabilities to have very great women leaders. So this is what I wanted to add.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rafiq. So maybe I will give the floor to the audience.
I have a question. Okay.
Hello everyone, it's very interesting. I mean, everything that you said is very interesting, but I'd like to know how you can keep third generation members hungry while keeping the harmony in the family business, because everyone has different aspirations, and so you cut on the budget, and then this would make them feel probably upset, or I mean, how would you keep them hungry?
Definitely limited budget.
Definitely.
Definitely. I mean, if you give them everything they want, they're not going to be hungry. I mean, for sure. I think that's my conviction.
But don't you think this does not create harmony, because the
You have
more
to find the right source, of course.
the right
Yeah,
balance?
the right balance. But you have to keep them hungry. And then again, as you said, when it's professionalization, you go, I mean, what we heard today is a lot of organizations, family businesses, go towards professionalization. So it's a right equilibrium between having family members in the organization or not. But then again, what we did was family office. So family is in the family office, but in the business, it's more professionals. But and then if you keep them hungry, what are they going to do? So it's
So maybe it also meets with what Elias was saying about keeping the liquidity within the family business rather than with the people around. So probably this.
But as mentioned, this is a big challenge because you have different generations in a family business. So maybe the youngest are hungrier than the oldest, and sometimes the oldest just want to cash in and go on a boat cruise. And so this is definitely a challenge. Like, where do you find that right equilibrium?
Thank you.
Hello everyone. I would like first to thank all of you for the insight. I mean, that was really amazing. Sitting here and see things from your perspective is a little bit different from what we see in research. Now, I have a lot of questions, and I wish I can ask all of them. But I'll just stick to one that speaks to me the most, and I guess all of you are gonna have different perspective on this question, I think. So. All of you talked about innovation and how important it is, and I do adhere to the vision. Innovation is important, but as well as all of you talked about non-economical goals and how we help and how we give back, especially in some cultures, how we need to give back to maybe people that are working with us, to the country itself, to everyone, give back from the business to everyone in order to keep the family or the family business going. Now, my question is, at some point that's going to be really difficult to keep up. I mean, especially, maybe we're not seeing it right now, but in the near future, especially with the rise of robotics, I mean, Mr. Scott can feel that, I guess, with the rise of robotics, with AI maybe, with a lot of technology, I fear that at some point we're going to be at a level that we cannot match the two together. It's either I'm going to innovate and I'm going to let people go, or I'm going to keep people and not innovate. Therefore, I'm just going to lose my share of the market, because evidently there are going to be people who are innovating more than me. So my question is as follows. Do you feel like this is a really close call, like it's a really close challenge, or we still have time? And if so, are you thinking about it? Like, do you think that we have, you talked about balance, do we have a balanced solution for this problem? Thank you so much.
I think we still have time. I think we still are in an age where the industry is very important and the workforce is still needs to be here. But robotics are coming, sometimes slower than expected, but still it is coming to us. And I think our mission is to increase investment into other sectors, other high-skilled sectors, where you can hire more high-skilled people, and also maybe training to your employees, giving them the opportunity to improve their skills and learn new things, which will make them still competitive in an environment where robotics are coming, and you need to be higher skilled to stay in your job and evolve the company. And second thing also is philanthropy. There are other ways to give back to people, and you need to increase this front also. And philanthropy is not only giving money for feeding and everything, which is of course essential and paramount. You also need to give money to education and help people outside the company improve their skills through various ways to be able to fit into these higher skilled jobs which are coming in the future.
So maybe another comment from you,
Yeah,
Andrea.
thank you very
Yes.
much for this panel discussion. Thanks also for the management, the questions, because it looks like a really deep dive into Moroccan family business and your case studies, as we like also to say from the research point of view. I took a lot of notes. All of them I tried, and I like to do it on paper because it helps me think about it. So I would like first to overall congratulate on the amazing businesses that you have, and the way you inspire also other family business in this country and in Northern Africa. This is really important to bring other family businesses which are still at a different step of development to get there where you are. Things about, I really like this excellence, perseverance, delivering, reputation. I think this is probably some of the key ingredients to bring those businesses from Northern Africa to be global players. So there is this big challenge, which I really like. And the question I have to you is, we talk about family businesses, so time is not an issue. We think in generations. So 50 years from now, what would you like to be remembered for in your family business?
Well, I guess in our case, we all are very much attached, as I said earlier, to where we come from, the earth, and the way we are locally active. And I guess we definitely want to keep on internationalizing our activity, but we still want to be local as well. And I think that's what I think we want to be in 50 years. We want to be local with an international footstep. And maybe just to get back to the question that was asked previously, because you kind of asked the question that made it seem like innovation versus philanthropy or versus giving back. I think there's maybe another way to look at it. We're businesses. We need to make profit. And if jobs need to be cut sometimes, well, you need to do what you need to do to stay as a business. Having a great attachment to your employees employees and to the jobs you create should not work against you being better, more productive, more efficient. And I think this is where we also need as business players to talk to each other, because we are all faced, whether we're family businesses or managerial businesses, faced with similar issues. How do we deal with job destruction? How do we deal with AI? How do we deal with robotics and all of that? And I think it's by collaborating, by sharing ideas that we together find the best solutions. But I would not make these two things, they're not, c'est pas des antipodes. You can always give back and still be innovative. And sometimes you go through cycles, obviously. And this is our, I guess, strength, is that we are patient and resilient capital. But I would never put them against each other. Giving back doesn't mean we cannot innovate. On the contrary. And actually giving back and being very close to your local population, which is usually a young population, makes you actually think differently and innovate, actually.
Maybe two last questions. Yes.
First of all, I would like to thank Mrs. Maibor for being such an inspiration. I am your biggest fan. I couldn't believe when I saw you this morning on the elevator. Unfortunately, I had a very important class to attend, so I wasn't here from the beginning. You're my biggest inspiration, and thank you so much. And I would like to know your secret to keep moving on. I mean, you face some struggles, and it's very normal. I would like to know what is your biggest advice to tell us and to share with us when you face and you struggle. What keeps you excited to start the day and get the job done? This is my question, because I would like to take some notes on this one. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and this is very touching. Very humbled by what you're sharing with us. But I think maybe you're referring to my mother, because I do face struggles, but I don't face that many struggles. But I guess on what I can contribute at my level is never lose, I guess, hope, interest, grit. Sometimes we are obviously overwhelmed because you're in a family business. You're a daughter and your sister, and then when you marry, you're a wife, and then you are a mother. And this is definitely very strongly felt in a family, but you also have fiduciary responsibilities, and you are also an employee, and you're a manager, and you have somehow to make all of this work. And I guess what I can say honestly, there isn't no, I guess, y a pas de solution miracle. Like, there isn't just one way. I think you learn as you go. I think c'est un cheminement that we figure things out. It's really by not giving up on yourself. Always be kind to yourself. I mean, definitely take responsibility for the wrongful things that you can do. We're all humans, we all make mistakes, and those are great opportunities to learn and to strive for betterment. But I guess, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, don't give up, and always try to take some distance from whatever you're living, and always, everything is relative. Everything is relative, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow. And being generous, I guess, is your best thing that can help you. Being generous to yourself, towards others, in any situation, in a professional situation where you're going to collaborate and help your peer, in a family situation. I think generosity is a very important value that keeps you on your feet, no matter what you are faced with.
One last question.
Well, hello. It's a real pleasure to be in front of you today. I'm Huda Erogay, and I work on family firms in financial distress. And I really would like to thank all of you for all those insights. I really took notes, and I think that there is an interesting research field for future researchers. I think this conversation is really rich because we were discussing all keywords cited by Mr. Calabro, succession, governance, and we maybe didn't talk about resilience. Well, I would like to shed light on resilience. I would like to know if you, of course, you make profit, but did you face a struggle period, a financial one maybe? I would like to know how did you manage to go through it, to manage it, and what the lesson that you extracted from this period. Thank you.
Yes, I can talk about one experience. I decided to start a factory in Cameroon. I failed. It was a total disaster. So, and that was very stressful. But yeah, I learned. And now I'm going international, but in a more thoughtful way. So I think, as we said earlier, you learn from your mistakes. As a family business, you have the responsibility. You don't only work for you, but you represent all the shareholders behind you. So you have a real sense of responsibility and more pressure than anyone. And for me, that's very important that I preserve the interest. Like every time I make a decision, I don't make it for myself. I think about the family. So it's more pressure. So the fine line is resilience. When you're in family business, you're much more resilient than any other company because you're going to fight until you solve the problem. You have to solve the problem. You have to find a solution. There is no other way. So I think family businesses are more resilient. But on the other side, the challenge is to remain innovative and bold. So it's the equilibrium between those two. And when you have that pressure, you always have to deliver. You have your shareholders that you have to make happy. They have to be happy. So, and at the same time, you have to develop the business. So it's all those decisions to try to make everyone happy, and I think that makes family business more resilient.
Thank you so much. I think time is up, so I need to conclude. And I would like to mention that you are really a pride for our economy. And today you reminded us how vision, resilience, and strength you are bringing to our societies. Dear Mr. Ilyas Raqiq, dear Mr. Amin Bradasuni, Ms. Diana Znever, Mr. Sqat, thank you sincerely for your time, for your openness, and for graciously accepting to share your insights with us today. We've learned a lot from your expertise and experiences, and most importantly, we've got more inspiration to do more research and to conduct more studies on family businesses, especially in our field, which is an unexplored field, whether it's Morocco or the African continent. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank also Mr. Aziz Qaderi, who indirectly contributed to this panel. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Saad Araqi, Mr. Badr Khattab, and thanks to the online audience who stayed with us until now. Thank you so much. And we'll have a coffee break, and we will be back in 30 minutes. Thank you so much. Mr. Ilyas Raqiq,